Okay, guys, here's a little update on this hurricane. Hurricane Melissa, it is currently in western Jamaica. The eye is kind of being, like, the hurricane's kind of being torn apart by this rough terrain in Jamaica, but it's expected to kind of strengthen a little and then move up north into Cuba. Cuba, you're going to probably get hit by a major hurricane. But you see how that just kind of like, boop, disappears all of a sudden. This will probably gain strength, and we don't really know what's gonna happen with if it's gonna gain strength and the eye is gonna reappear or anything like that. We're not too sure about that. So that's something I will post another video about landfall on Cuba, Kingston, and central Jamaica into Kingston. You're just getting slammed by some really strong winds, and then some of these places have the strongest wind gusts. Anchovy and those places, Montego Bay, Jamaica, and here is another satellite. But you see how it just disappears all of a sudden, just out of nowhere. Yeah, there's a lot of mountains on there, but not all the flooding is storm surge. You see, like, all this 40 inches of rain it has to go somewhere, so it goes off the sides of the mountains into all these drainage areas, and it's enough to overwhelm them, those huge drainage systems, to where it causes major flooding. So there's also a severe risk later today in parts of Texas and Louisiana. I'll get into that later. Yeah, looks like this will hit as a Category 4 or 3 hurricane. It may be a high-end Category 3 or a low-end Category 4. Yeah, most likely a high-end Category 3, but yeah, it's getting hit. This in central. I mean, I'm glad Kingston didn't get a direct hit, but still, like, the entire island of Jamaica is just getting slammed by tropical storm force winds, flooding, and all that. Haiti well, Haiti, you're still getting some of this, but it's not too bad. Most of it's over. That's gonna cross back a little closer to Haiti once it hits Cuba, and then start to move out of the area. There's a severe risk in the United States that I already said. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, this is on real satellite. You see it, there's a well-defined eye, and then it kind of just disappears. But if you zoom out, you can see it a lot better. Yeah, you see that? Boop, disappears. So yeah, there's no eye. It's still rotating if you zoom out, but yeah, this is what's going on there. Whoa. This is a camera. Yeah, it's really windy in there. There's hurricane force winds like over 160 miles per hour is what's going on. So here's the severe risk for parts of Louisiana and far eastern Texas. Alright, so supercell thunderstorms starting to develop and moving into the area. Some places like Alexandria got a couple of tornado warnings on Saturday. The Saturday before last Saturday. Is how I can explain it, but yeah, this whole area it's led by a tornado risk. There's a 5% tornado risk. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a tornado warning or two. 5 tornado warnings are possible, but yeah, Beamont, those places are included. But yeah, this place is where the higher tornado risk is. I'm changing it to a tornado risk now. Yeah, 5% tornado risk, that whole area. As these supercell thunderstorms start to develop and move into the area, we can see some damaging wind gusts, hail, and mostly tornadoes. Tornadoes are the main threat because there's only a 5% risk for all the. If there wasn't this 5% tornado risk, there would only be a marginal risk in place. That's why I said it's led by the tornado risk. Yeah, this is wind. That's hail, and then this is excessive rain. There is no really excessive rainfall risk because it's not going to be that widespread or anything. We are going to go to future radar really soon. By the way, this is the longest video I've posted so far. Yeah, we've got a special weather statement in place for eastern Oklahoma. Sorry, no, eastern Texas. Excuse me. that'll start moving into Louisiana. This whole area, there's some supercell thunderstorms developing. I will post a video if there is a tornado warning. Yeah, these are starting to move through the area, especially these places. These are some the beginning of some supercell thunderstorms that are starting to develop and move across this whole widespread area. Yeah, very unstable environment. This is the day 2 outlook. Virginia Beach and all those places are under a marginal risk of severe weather, mostly for damaging wind gusts. And then, yeah, this whole area is there's a really unstable environment over here. You know, especially if it's sunny, there's those bright, puffy cumulonimbus clouds or cumulus clouds all over the place. That's some unstable environment. This is rotating a little. We can get a severe thunderstorm warning on this any second now. Yeah, it says this storm may get strengthened and get a warning on it. That's kind of what it's trying to say. Yeah, right in there is a little bit of rotation. This is a classic supercell thunderstorm, right there. Yeah, all these storms will start developing and moving through the area as they get stronger over this unstable environment. They're all moving into a more unstable environment. Oh, we just got a severe thunderstorm warning for this area. Alright, yeah, severe thunderstorm warning for this area. The same areas that were under the special weather statement. Yeah, right there. Little storm. It is rotating a little bit. We could get a tornado warning on any of these storms within the next 2 or 3 hours. So, yeah, this is the radar in Shreveport. That's catching a lot of supercell thunderstorms developing. This area, it's pretty much real sunny over there. Yeah, severe thunderstorm warnings are expected to move through that area. So stay weather aware because the tornadoes, all the threats are possible. Damaging winds, hail, but tornadoes are the main threat. Tornadoes are the highest, I should say. Yeah, these are some storms that you need to watch out, and then all these storms. As you go farther north, mostly into Arkansas, it's kind of just a big cluster of unorganized thunderstorms. So that's expected to just kind of dump rainfall. No flooding risk, but yeah, these are the storms that we're mainly watching, not those ones farther north. And when I go to the future radar, I wanted to talk about something up north and parts of Missouri and southern Missouri and Arkansas, where those just cluster of thunderstorms are. Yeah, tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning that I was talking about. Yeah, expires in 31 minutes. We're going to keep monitoring this as yeah, new special weather statement for some of those areas. They're going to start just popping up in that area near Shreveport. Yeah, tornado threat is, I feel like it's just a little isolated, higher right there. Localized higher risk right in there. And tornadoes are a higher threat. New Orleans, you're in the clear. You're just under the general thunderstorms. No severe risk for you. So, same with Dallas, Waco. Houston, you're in this. Shreveport, so are you. Tyler, well, those places are already getting a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, so they should issue a marginal risk for those areas near like Tyler, Jacksonville, Henderson, in eastern Texas. So let's just say you guys are under a marginal risk because these supercell thunderstorms, well, maybe not, but these supercell thunderstorms are really starting to develop. There's already a special weather statement in an area that's not even under a severe thunderstorm risk at all. Alright, now we're going to some of the GFS models. Severe weather is expected later this week. Yeah, there's an area of low pressure. There's a low pressure system in the central United States, and then that'll start moving out of the area, and then as it keeps going, some more areas of low pressure is going to come in. So yeah, we're going to be watching a lot of severe weather risks, severe weather threats across the United States over the next week. There's an area of low pressure that will start moving through right in there, near Missouri, Arkansas, and those places. You see that? And that's about it for today, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe.